Well, Lydian, you seem to have neglected to mention something to me when you signed on for this. Or she has something in her head which is wrong. She believes you, how should I say, are trying to resurrect the dead god.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's a very clear idea in her head. And I've tried to tell her that such a thing would be very serious, but just because she saw you praying doesn't mean that there's a need to escalate. It's not as though we don't allow people to practice their own faiths here, but she seems concerned that it is in fact very serious. So, what were you doing last night?
Well, perhaps we should have words elsewhere, not at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Praying? You don't
Wrap that
pray.
turkey up to go now.
Do you want with the sauce, sir?
Give me a. We don't have plastic containers, do we? Nah, no sauce. I don't know what plastic
Very well.
is.
Very well, sir.
Nico, invent plastic.
It'll take some time for all the people to gather before she can address them. So, but I would estimate we have scant couple hours.
Well, that's nothing. We can.
Well, let's go discuss.
Not to worry, Gene, not to worry. I know just what to do. November!
Hope your trigger finger is itching.
Yeah, where do you want to talk to Gene?
Maybe we go to like if he has like an office or just somewhere.
Yeah,
more
and is anyone else coming along?
I do grab like I don't stop anyone, but I do kind of eye like November to follow.
Yeah. Was Jerry even in this scene? Because obviously Eva's not here. Like, did he take? And
No,
like, did
I think Cherry would be at the table. Yeah.
It was breakfast, so I don't know what time she gets up and comes along, but.
Oh well, because she spent the night at. I hadn't been thinking that Cherry was at the scene in general.
No, Ava went to talk to Gene alone.
Okay.
So presumably you had been left at Dropfest or to your own devices elsewhere. Up to you.
Well, I don't know. It's tricky. Just because, like, if Cherry was at breakfast, I think she would have given Lydian some heads up, you know. Like, maybe she's, like, Jean might have already collected her. Like, that would be my best after, you know, Ava decides to talk to Jean, you know, has Cherry, you know, like, wait somewhere, then Jean, like, collects Cherry, like, okay, you with me.
Okay, yeah, sure. That makes sense. Then that's why Lydian didn't get a heads up. Okay. So, yeah, Lydian, do you want Cherry to come along? Or are you gonna let us talk to Cherry or Nico come along?
Cherry can come along, yeah.
Nico.
Yeah.
Nico can do as he wishes. I think, no, actually, Nico could be handy.
Okay.
He could make the scene more confusing.
Okay.
And also, I do think I'd want him to learn at this point, so...
Yeah, everyone goes to Jean's office.
Hey, can you wait a moment? I need to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Actually, I need to use the bathroom in real life.
Oh my goodness.
No, so do I, actually.
Sorry, so I'll be quick.
Okay.
But everyone's running away.
Bathroom break. Let's do it.
I actually used it earlier, but yeah, sure.
All right. Oh,
Ugh. I'm back.
welcome.
Hi.
Glad I stepped away for a moment. 'Cause I had time to think how I'm going to respond in this coming situation.
Mhm. Freak the fuck out and panic, sell everything. It's fucking over.
Maybe it's over, but I've got.
I'm back. It's over.
It
I
might be
hear
over.
it's over.
Yeah, the wedding's over.
Ah,
Freak the fuck out and panic, sell everything.
Sell, sell, sell.
while we're here, And Nico demands that Jean sign before we start, and Jean's just like, "Oh, fine, whatever," accidentally legally marrying himself to Cherry.
All right, so we're all here. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, you go into Jean's office.
So, your wife is accusing me of being a worshipper of a dead god. Is that it?
That's the gist of it. Uh,
You wouldn't happen to have a
she,
you wouldn't happen to have a whiskey in here or something, would you?
I'd keep some, sure,
Mind breaking it out?
of course.
I told you. I told you
Or
he was crazy, Lydian.
Forward you a glass.
All right. So, as one man of, let's say, circumventative faith to another, your wife may not totally be off the mark.
Huh.
But I think it's in both our interests that we don't let her. We maybe tell her that she has the wrong idea.
She seems pretty set in this. I
Well,
wonder what
she had
she saw.
experienced something.
There may not be. When you're talking with someone of strongly held beliefs like this, it can be difficult to convince them they're wrong. It's more advantageous to direct those beliefs, I
Now-
find.
And she had just experienced something deeply traumatic early that day. The whole town did. You might at least tell her that now may not be the time to go in so hot headed. This is not time for measly distractions, such as what a guest of the Star Seers is thinking.
The idea was that I had gotten into her head was that we should prevent the descent into chaos and debauchery by simply leading the people into behaving rationally, but I fear this will drive them to that very chaos.
Yeah, I knew.
These people behaving rationally.
So, how much does this concern me? Is she planning on going out in front of the populace and telling them I'm a snake, or what?
She
Well, that
wants
is-
to- Yeah.
Well, that is somewhat of the issue. She has gotten it into her head that you are part of the prophecy. However, she wasn't sure if you were the invasion, or perhaps a conqueror or an embassy thereof, or perhaps the traitor. And Cherry, kind of walks around, and is standing behind Lydia now, like brushing off his lapels, things like that. I guess we have to decide what we would want you to be for our agenda.
That's how we have to go with it. Certainly not the traitor, I'll tell you that much.
No, I'm not the traitor. Well,
Now, the plan was to cut this off before we got to the traitor revealed, right?
Yeah, we don't want this prophecy to extend any further than part 6.
But I hear part 7 is good.
Let's see. So it's the descent. Then there was something else in the traitor
The
revealed.
dejected champion.
The dejected champion.
And then it's the point of no return. And then it's the treachery revealed.
How about the dejected champion?
Well, our plan for the dejected champion was that we would have to draw out the sun touched. And, well, from there, the wolves and all their magic would have to handle him.
Wait, I thought the plan wasn't supposed to go that far to the
It's
dejected
supposed to go
champion.
to the dejected champion, yes.
Okay, I see.
so even in this incomplete fake recreation of the prophecy, they're still going to have to fight a really dangerous man.
Oh, yes.
That wasn't in character. That was
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
more general musing on the plan. All right. Okay, I understand all this, but bringing it back to what's important here, how does this affect me?
Well, if she figures you the traitor, then revealing your treachery to everyone early would disrupt the prophecy, and that might be something she's thinking of. In which case, I believe you'd have to leave town if you didn't want to have anything untoward happen.
Lydian, let's leave town.
If you were part of the invasion, then that would mean there are more of your faith around here, and that would mean rooting them out, which means she would need to call for a sort of inquisition. If you were involved with the Conqueror, however, well,
Killed on the
then
spot?
that would require. That's one possibility, but perhaps we could turn you against the Conqueror if you're not the Conqueror itself.
If I was
If you're an
turned,
emissary of the
if I
Conqueror,
was
then
turned
you
against
have
the
to.
Conqueror, what would I have to do? What would I have to do in that instance?
Well, you'd need to expel the Conqueror from the city, which would mean you'd need to do what the Sun Touch is expected to do.
I'm guessing I'm not going to be capable of that.
We'd have to convince the wolves to let you expel them from the city.
That would be really funny.
Or you could engage in the combat.
I do not wish to engage in the combat.
Oh yeah, no, like look at
As I
Lydian.
thought.
He couldn't.
Well, listen, here's what we tell Ava. Now, yesterday was a stressful day for us all, and yeah, I went and I had a prayer, but not to some invading god or what have you. I come from a small village out in the Emerald Forest, and I was just praying to not a dead god, but just a minor deity of my people.
What
A minor
if
deity of the Emerald Forest.
Nothing untoward, nothing dangerous, just reaching out for some naturalistic knowledge in a time of strife.
Lydian was the champion?
The champion.
And
All signs point to the champion being the Sun Touched.
what signs? I mean, there's already been much
That's always been the
unexpected.
interpretation. That's always been the interpretation of the prophecy.
This is what. Couldn't you just make another interpretation? Write a new report? Cite facts.
Things have been going unexpectedly, so perhaps. What's your idea with the champion?
Hey, why are you
Well,
listening to
if
her?
we
so-
want to, the pitch to Eva is if we want to disrupt the prophecy, and certainly the wolves are likely expecting the Sun Touched as Yuma's champion. What if it comes from an unexpected place and we ensure that the champion is not dejected? We ensure the champion's success. If Lydian, I've already talked to Eva a great deal about being guided here by the strands of fate. If Lydian was meant to be here, if he's meant to be the champion of the prophecy, Eva turning the public against him could be fulfilling the dejected champion itself.
Sherry, I'm gonna be honest. I know you're blind, but like, Lydian is no champion.
No, wait, I see
I
it. Who says a champion has to be one of martial prowess?
A lot of people.
Suddenly you're into sociology too now.
No, we mock that disciple in Hemlock. So
Sherry,
that said,
Sherry, where are you going
you
with
are,
this? And I, I'm not sure I want to be the champion of this town. I like my mobility.
I'm not necessarily saying you are the champion, just that if that's the interpretation of the prophecy that Eva accepts, then it will be in her interest to ensure your success and not, well, create somewhat of a PR nightmare for you.
why don't we just make this so-called husband the champion?
That's not my role in this.
What role?
What is your role in this?
Yeah, we're only
In the
faking. We're
prophecy.
only faking this prophecy. We're making this up as we go along. Whose role is what?
My role is to guide the people through and to make sure that the prophecy is not met, but that certain aspects of Yuma are upended.
Now, God, this scene has gone in a very different direction than I was thinking. I'll just say this, Gene. Much as we've rolled up on your doorstep midstream here, it is in both our interests that we're kept along on this scheme. You want to upend things, and I have the means to help with that. I have the means to make sure that the transition to what you want is financially viable. Let's not let a difference of religion stand in the way of that.
I have a question.
You have many questions.
Yes, because I'm a scientist, we ask questions. But about this champion, are they described in any way?
That is a good question, actually.
The champion has been described as someone of great faith and divine power.
Well, there you go.
Well, according to your wife, ding ding. 2 for 2.
Damn it. Could they have been more vague? I could have.
Oh.
I could have not made-
Additionally, if
Nico
her
is
goal
really
is
not-
to
Really not picking up on the fact that it doesn't matter.
No, what? Nico is not picking up the fact what?
That Lydian is just professing that he is actually deeply religious.
well, according to your wife, technically
Yeah, true.
Lydian hasn't confessed to anything. Just said that it's adjacent to,
Yeah.
Damn.
But Cherry does say, now, as to your point earlier, I do agree that an important point to drive home would be making a big announcement as towards some sort of religious invasion would likely usher in a dissent, and that is best avoided. I do have some ideas for alternatives to try and stave off the dissent for her. Well, that would at least be something hopefully amenable to her.
Well, this is all out of order. You see, we needed some aspect of the descent to happen so that we could draw out the sun touch. So that the
I'm
sun
not
touch
saying
could be
my
affected
ideas will
by
be
the wolves.
successful. I'm just saying she's already called a speech. If she suddenly cancels it at the last second, that could also be problematic, raise a lot of questions, so to speak.
Here's how
Saying-
I'm looking at this right now. These ways of getting you out on top and getting you and helping you and making sure that you can help me seem to be at odds with working with the wolves directly further. You're asking me to choose between the wolves and you.
Yes, and is that a hard choice? I mean, look at us.
Okay.
Tell me, Jean, who do you think would give you greater power in a new Yuma? Do you really trust the wolves to respect your degree of power? For all you know, the wolves want the prophecy to be completed in its entirety.
My best thought is I sincerely believe the dead mother simply wants the sun touched dead. And after that, it's up to me to, gather up the remaining authority.
Gather it up. You can do that.
Not for
As
nothing,
unified Star Readers, we would be
but
in a great
Gene,
position.
if they want the Sun Touch dead, then that sounds like a defeated champion to me. Are you not at that point worried about if that this prophecy would be going along its tracks up through that point?
And that's where we need to stop it. The point of no return is the part after that, and that's the part where we need to. That's the part that we need to halt.
Now,
The
Gene,
traitor revealed. Now,
The
Gene,
point of no
don't you think
return.
it would be quite easy for them to go and finish the job there?
To continue it past part 7
Yes.
into parts 8 through 10.
Wait, so what are all the steps after?
After the
It's-
dejected champion is part 6. Part 6 is the dejected champion. Part
Yep.
7 is called the point of no return. Part 8
Okay.
is treachery revealed. Part 9 is the sun scorches the earth. Part 10 is the new Yuma.
Right,
Now-
yes.
that Wynn fellow you mentioned. I turned to
Yeah, I've
November.
been wondering about him.
I turned to November. That Wynn fellow you mentioned.
Yeah, November says that in character. Yeah,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been wondering about him.
I had a vision last night of him heading into a temple and procuring some kind of scroll, and from there, stabbing someone in the back. Who I could not say, but he scored a scroll of divine protection.
Oh, wait. Do you mean the Temple of the Sun Touched?
If that's the only
Yes. November says that. Yes. Or she told Lydian about him going in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The scroll of divine protection. How does he get in there, and how does he leave with that?
Well, did
Wolves
my
He
never
was in
brought
there
that
last night. He talked to some guard and convinced them to let him in.
That can't be right.
that is what I saw.
I could
That's-
point the guard out of a lineup,
And that's how
or
your
Aquilo could.
and that's how your newly wedded wife came to, I presume, came to become aware of my divine inclinations.
And November does speak up at this. If Wynn is the traitor to be revealed, that would be extremely bad news for everyone in Yuma.
You know, I was
But he's
thinking.
taken a scroll for divine protection. Oh,
Now, let me
Now,
me
that
give-
wouldn't be a scroll you were planning on using for the Sun Touched, would it be?
that was a scroll we were planning on using for, well, us.
when?
When, in case that was going to be in case of the sun touched Fury reaching a boiling point, and if he went full scorched earth.
Oh, that sounds like a great contingency for your plan. You'll have a great amount of city to manage if that happens.
You know, I was thinking.
Perry
Yeah.
does. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Your prophecy, it ends with a new Yuma.
Yes.
Why don't you just go full through with it all the way? It's your plan, doesn't it?
Well, the sun scorching the earth sounds a bit.
Yeah, a new Yuma may not involve anyone from the old Yuma being there to see it. And besides,
Good,
Nico,
good. I think that's a good thing.
stop talking.
Fine.
Only talk if it, lines up with our goals.
Now, Sherry does say, the question is, of course, if Wynn was doing that of his own accord or with the knowledge of the wolves, but what seems clear regardless, Gene, is that, frankly, however you think this was going to go down, with these other parties is not how it is actually going to go down. And I would be willing to bet some degree of money, and I have quite a bit, that they are planning on fulfilling the prophecy in its entirety.
Here's what I can promise you. I have business connections all over the northern end of Hemlock, some further down, and it's always expanding. Bring me in on this. I don't care what you do with Yuma afterwards as long as we get our cut, and I will not interfere with your decisions. So, do you go with the Wasteland Bandits who are, let's face it, closer to you in terms of belief, but I'll say the closer you get, the more those differences mean? Or me, the man who represents a more divine enterprise? The
I'll let
man,
you roll charisma with Cherry's assistance.
Yes.
All
I'm
right, you got a
assisting.
+1.
oh
You
Jesus.
got an 8. All right.
Well, I'm glad I got at least an 8, but
That's
So,
I was really banking on that one.
Jean contemplates for a moment, or looking at you and saying, I'll need something from you. I
Can
need to know if you have other people of the faith in the city.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Can I try and lie?
You can try, but
That's a
you might
yes,
not. It's a risk.
it's a risk, and it might get my people sent. It might get my people sent out. I would be in big shit. I don't know if I want to risk trying to lie or not. Is the
You could try and lawyerly answer,
yeah
I mean, something that's true, like, we have people in all cities.
that's yeah good point. I can assure you we have people in all cities.
So there are some here.
There are some here. There's one right before you.
Hmm.
Listen, while you worry about this, before you think on the Inquisition or purging us out or what have you, I can assure you, if anything else, it would be a massive waste of resources. Our intentions are not quite so dangerous as those who don't understand might lead you to believe. We're just guiding things towards, well, the way they would have gone anyway, just without as much of a change in hand guiding things.
All right. Well, you convinced me that there's definitely we need to at least stop Ava from calling forth these people, and or maybe we should have her say something to them that's more advantageous.
I'll talk to her with your help, of course.
Of course. And in the meantime, Lydian, you marshal your people. That's all I'll say.
All right.
We're going to need to take on the wolves. And whatever that wind fellow is up to. It'll be difficult, but we'll have to try. It's all our skin on the line.
Well,
Okay, yes.
I was gonna make a pound of flesh joke, but that's like a lot more from Lydian, so all right, I'll go talk to my people. I'm sure they'll be happy to hear this development.
All right. So, what scene should we do next?
Well, I have a tiny,
yeah.
I have a tiny scene I want to do, like between after meeting.
Okay.
Like Nico just goes up to Lena. Man, I can't believe you really did. Man, I can't believe you lied to him that you were religious. Crazy people.
Oh, I know. They'll believe anything.
Exactly. Absolute crazy moron. But I'll play along. It seems funny. Still, are you really gonna hit up every elf in this city?
November does side eye Nico at that.
Okay, that's really fucking good. You know what? I'm gonna. We're out in the hallway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lydian kind of he takes a coin out of his pocket, and I'm gonna deduct one coin from one coin from my 460 currently in inventory, which I'm gonna have to move around. So I've got 459 coin. And I start doing like coin tricks, just flicking it between my two fingers, rolling it across my knuckles, and then I just say, "Hey Nico, explain this." And I'm going to like I can't. It's throwing stones, whatever. I'm gonna like just launch it, like lodge it in the fucking wall.
Damn.
Damn.
Should I roll for that? So I can see if
No.
yeah, like I just cast like I cast.
It would be
cast-
really funny if you beefed that roll,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Hey, Nico, explain this.
Just drops coin. Struggles.
In fairness, Lydian voluntarily dropping a coin does seem pretty inexplicable.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I just say, Nico, explain this, and then just coin just like launches and like lodges into the wall.
Good.
Like just
Great.
at great speed.
Lydian, you got one hell of a throwing arm.
Oh my god. My actual god. And then he tries to pull the coin out of the fucking wall.
November
Oh,
pries it out for him.
Thank you. I'll you can add that to your inventory.
That's a
That's a
tip.
lot. You know,
I have one coin now.
Use it wisely. Don't spend it all at once.
well, he sure got a throwing arm, don't you agree, November?
The action's more in the thumb, but sure.
I guess.
Are you like a Discworld atheist where you can just see a miracle happen before you and just like, oh, nah, that's stupid.
Oh no, I mean, no. This is like, this is just impressive. It's not really a miracle. It's just lodging it. You threw it and it lodged into a wall.
Was there no like flash of light or like little
Flash
divine?
light, yeah.
Pachoom, yeah,
Oh, it was?
yeah,
Yeah.
little flash of
Oh.
light and
No, I think it's funnier that Nico thinks
yeah,
it's
no,
just
that's fine. I'm okay with that. He blinked at that moment.
Cogsworth knows what's up, but we'll let Nico live in ignorance.
Wait, is Nico accompanying Lydian on this?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, because I kind of figured Lydian wouldn't want them to, considering.
All right.
I mean, he was just kind of outright with it in front of everyone, but he's probably not
Yeah.
going to take you into the halls. Yeah, I was kind of
Oh, yeah, no.
expecting more questioning on that front, but guess it's not the time for it. And I guess Cherry doesn't
Yeah.
really care all that much.
Well, Cherry
Already
is
knows.
doing something else.
Yeah, that's true.
And November already knew. At least to some extent.
Well, Lydian, what do you think? Should I try and invent something for this doomed mission?
I don't know. Invent like some kind of machine that helps me fight off bandits. Is that what this is coming to?
I don't know.
Do I?
Lydian, I've invented a machine to help you fight bandits, and just reveals like a Browning machine gun.
Lydian, I know you have a hard time standing up, so I made this. It's a chair with wheels.
How is this going to help me fight?
No, but it won't, but it will help you sit.
Lydian slowly morphing into the guy from Chinatown. Wait, was he actually in a wheelchair, or am I just superimposing Rango onto Chinatown? I don't remember if he was actually in a wheelchair or not.
You know, I've never seen Chinatown.
I've been meaning to rewatch it lately. So, oh, never mind. Well,
But yeah,
the scene is
I
still going.
think like November aside, yeah, he's gonna head to the changing hand like hideout.
On his way to do that, November does have some, counsel to offer him. November does bring up, look, what you saw, I guess, with him taking the scroll of divine protection.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible that's on behalf of the wolves, but I think there's a very real possibility that that is just for him. And just like we are playing Jean, I would be highly suspicious of him playing the wolves to his own ends. And it would be prudent to have a quick escape plan at the ready. We may not want to be around here for whatever happens in the end.
That is a wise
We're
idea.
gonna, we're gonna
When
fuck
you've got
up
a moment,
Guster.
surveil the city, look for any quick means of egress, and make sure we're set up for it. Move the wagon to the nearest. He's gonna give her money for this, but yeah, move the wagon to the nearest. God, what is it called? It's not a parking lot.
Gate?
Gate, yeah. Move the wagon to the closest gate. Scope out the quickest route. So that in the event we need to flee the city, make sure there's a good route from wherever the battle between the champion has to take place and Jean's estate. If you spied anyone on the Star Guard who's more trustworthy than the others who might want some extra coin, scope them out. Make sure they're ready for a little extracurricular activity. Little paid overtime.
November nods. And you do see, if you pay attention, she kind of stops for a minute and, looks up into the sky, kind of towards the sun. And, again, muttering under her breath in Elvish, sort of mutters, sun scorching the earth.
As long as we're not here, the sun can lick whatever it wants when it does.
All right. Well, that's that.
Hey, at 6 I need to do something. Right. All right, so I think should use it as a good place to wrap it up.
I think that's good.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
a
that's
good
fine.
point.
We'll have our conversation with Ava next session.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, bonds. Any bonds update?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I always
I wrote all these.
I always
stuff.
neglect this.
Yeah, I should lock them into my head. Lydian and Cherry just aren't interacting much lately. They're just
Yeah, well, in this specific event, Cherry has kind of separated herself from the rest of the party. Which, if anything, I'll throw this out, that in character, maybe he does have full faith, but like, I feel like in universe, we might be at a point where Lydian could potentially be having questions about exactly where Cherry's loyalties lie, considering, well, I guess he didn't actually find out that Cherry was with.
no, he doesn't know any of that. He doesn't know
Yeah.
that she was withholding, or like not even. He has
She
no
didn't
idea.
withhold, it just didn't come up in the conversation then.
I will say it is kind of funny how November, despite being played by you, is more like a Lydian character than Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is kind of withholding considering that I don't know why she put the hand over Ava's mouth, but I figured that was at least to like not stir Lydian in a way which is like, oh, he won't be able to just talk his way right out of this.
Yeah, no, there was a degree of protecting Lydian with that. I mean,
Oh.
sincerely, with magic like that, you don't know if like there could be some magical explosion or consequence to interrupting whatever the fuck he was doing. But also sincerely, Cherry's probably going to be better at, Cherry can control ultimately it came down to Cherry can better control the situation without Lydian offering his own story. This gave Cherry, it wasn't that like, oh, this is pro Eva and anti Lydian. This was like anti both of them. As little shared knowledge as possible. She controls the flow of information as much as possible and can hopefully guide Eva in a desirable direction.
No.
Oh no, that was last session.
I've got
No,
one.
I don't
I've got
think
one
that was
with
a new.
Nico, but
Okey-dokey.
yeah, I'm trying to think what to do with November because. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what to do with the November ones. I've maybe put myself in an awkward spot there. I'm updating a Dwight one, even though it's just for the sake of it.
No. This sounds. Now I'm writing like a bond with Lydian that this comes off as kind of weirdly out of.
I haven't really set. I did try and set November on Nico once, which comes up in his bond, but it was more joking than anything. Fuck. We have not been picking at Cherry's like child's prophecy, but that has just not had time to come up with everything else.
Yeah,
going
that I was gonna say. Yeah, I have a bond for that has not come up lately. I do have one with Lydian, from Cherry.
Okay.
So the original was Lydian seems a bit touchy about Eva's comments about a forgotten god and the specific religious zealotry of this town. Does he have some religious baggage then? Well, that's obviously updated. I've certainly confirmed that Lydian worships an obscure god and an outcast god at that. It's only a shame Eva had to find out about that. I'll pry further and have to learn more on my own to see what he still chooses to hide.
That's actually a point.
Oops, wrong ones. All right, that's one. And then November.
Okay, I think I have one that's. Okay, I think I have one.
I've got two.
With Lydia.
I've got two with Nico, and I can't think of one with Cherry that doesn't feel forced.
Okay. I think I have one. So here was my first.
All right.
Okay. But turns out it was Lydian. Also known as Lydian to follow my scientific pursuits by just playing along and act nice and giving a little insignificant information to sell. I never realized how easy it is too. That damn Lydian keeps altering the deal. Our partnership is beneficial to both of us, but the way he tries to stop my science given right of expressing how moronic people are is annoying. But I fear soon he could start interfering too much with my inventions. I must equalize this partnership pronto.
Nice.
I've got 2 with Nico.
Alrighty.
So both of mine have both of my Nico bonds have changed. So the old one was Nico's anger at the world beyond his domain of science may put us in danger and cost us business. I'll set November to teach him that discretion is a better part of valor. Maybe make him wiser to the world. It may even expand his understanding of science itself. That is really just mutated. I'll let you say whether or not this actually counts as an evolution of it, but I think it counts. Of Nico can't believe I'm a man of, let's not quite call it faith. Does he refuse to believe because he might feel duped? It hardly matters. Midas tells us to use what we have to hand, and Nico is both handy and a handful.
That's good. I like that. Yeah, that counts.
That's cute.
So I don't really have a separate one for Jerry, but I did see at the end, I wrote like some notes of some specific things, and I remembered this.
Economics.
Another one with Nico that updated.
Alright.
This was the old one. Whether he likes it or not, whether he knows it or not, Nico has now committed a business transaction. Will he learn the right lessons from this? Has the fly come to honey? We will soon know. That has updated to Nico has entered the wonderful world of contracts. He even tried, poorly, to forge one. He hates businessmen, yet tried to be one. Soon he may even be able to talk to people.
Nice.
I do like how our bonds is kind of like Nico trying to like.
They're both trying
realize-
to. They're both like gaslighting themselves into thinking the other one is coming to Jesus.
Yeah, but like I like how Nico's is kind of also like Nico's development is slowly working towards like navigating social graces. It's just Nico is just being incredibly obstinate about it.
Right. So any
I have one more.
Okay.
So this is with from November, also with Lydian. Previous Lydian is able to make good judgment calls in high intensity situations and takes tactical advice well. I made a good call and he can give me good work. That has become, I've given Lydian my warnings, but I know he's not heeding them strongly enough. How can I convince him of the danger present without giving too much away?
Cool.
Yeah,
He
Alright.
has no idea how deep in the shit he is.
So
I
now
think you just have
one.
to give something away.
Alright.
To make him appreciate the gravity of the situation, she does.
All right, November. Did you push yourself to answer the Call of Duty?
Not really this session.
Yeah, not really.
Mm.
You kind of just watched the
Nico.
wedding. You kind of had
Did
to.
you prove the value of your inventions to others?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, Nico did.
I would say that. Yeah, the sonic amplification, amplification sonic cannon. Yeah, the cask.
It almost made
Cat.
people want to kill Lydian. I guess that's valuable.
Take an XP for that.
Yeah.
Lydian, did you open up a new avenue for coin to flow through?
I did. The Star Guard is established, and it got some good write-ups in the
Yeah.
paper.
There you go. All right, take an XP for that. And Cherry, did you get someone to relax, calm down, and open up to you?
Kind of, but not super, like, it didn't accomplish much in the end. It wasn't a complete job. Like, she
Yeah.
helped in the Ava situation. She stopped her freaking out in the room, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't really matter either way. Given your max XP.
I didn't fail a single roll that session.
Very cool.
I mean, not cool. Low XP.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes. We learned about Lydian's god being like an outcast, diminishing god, trying to get back in.
True.
And that, you know, they
I
have
feel
people.
like I shouldn't take an
in
XP for that
various
because I
cities.
already knew that.
Also learned some stuff about with the scroll of divine protection, and that Jean was planning on them using that
Yeah,
in
yeah,
with the
But
sun touch,
no.
and that the sun touched might go full scorched earth on Yuma.
yeah.
No, the real thing we learned is that acoustics are a myth.
That
Take an
is a
XP for that.
big.
Did we
victory.
overcome a notable monster or enemy?
No.
No.
No. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Well, mark an XP for playing. Very good. Well game.
Low XP session.
Yeah.
I got some. I got
Low
some
XP.
Nico got XP because Cherry pinched his ear.